Anyways, let's go down to the last one. One more round. I still feel like it has potential though, if I fixed it up right. But whatever. Now I'm on the 11 note away major 7. 11 note away major 7. So the fact that it has a 7 over, the 7 over here is the 7th position. The 11 is how many notes away it is from the root, in this case that being the C. From a chord construction standpoint, it's got the same name because it's an odd, and we skip every other note when we build chords. So we've got the 1, 3, 5, and then 7. So it's not part of the top 3. It's not part of the super cool crowd, but it's still like doesn't have to change its name in order to fit in. It's still like they could still hang out with the 7 without changing the 7's name. And so there we have that. Now the 7's going to be important because this is a distinguishing factor between like a bluesy thing and a major scale. So I always kind of want to point that out when we get to like the 7 and the 3rd are kind of key components if you want to kind of blur the lines between a major and a minor, which you can do on the major modes, meaning you can kind of do it on the Ionian that we're working on, but also the Mixolydian is also a major mode. So you can think of like the Mixolydian as the blues mode, but you can also think of the major scale as kind of like a blues thing and then tweak it to be more like the Mixolydian. And you can kind of do the same thing with the Lydian, although I haven't really played with that as much because it's got that weird interval with the augmented fourth. So I don't think people really normally think about it that way. But you could basically take that one as well, which also has an 11 note away major 7, and then kind of just tweak it so that the reason I point that out is because you can kind of think then of as you play this shape, that gives you the ability to play like the blues in a bluesy progression in G by messing and playing with the 7 in a Mixolydian mode. It allows you to play a bluesy progression in C major by toying with the 7, for example, in an Ionian, and it allows you to play kind of a major bluesy thing with the G and the C mainly. And then you can also take the minor modes and kind of tweak them as well. So the A minor, it's a little bit more difficult to tweak like a minor into a major blues, right? It's kind of a little bit like you can kind of tweak the 7, like the Aeolian, a minor scale is going to have a flat 7 or a minor 7. So you could kind of play with that as a leading note, add in the major 7 as you go back home to the tonic in a minor scale. So you can kind of do that, but you can't really mess with the 3rd quite as easily because it'll sound more like a major blues. Anyway, so on the C, like if you're playing the C here on this 7, you can just say here's where the 7 is. If I want to convert this and make it more bluesy sounding, you can tweak it back to the minor 7. So if I'm in the key of C and I want to, like if I'm on this 7, like if I'm on this C, I have my normal pentatonic. Many people see it this way, right? I have my pentatonic shape, and then I can kind of I can pull this back to a flat 7 here back to here. Okay, so we'll just keep that in mind. All right, so that means that I'm looking for an 11 note away major 7. That's too far up on the same string, so I look for the inverse distance, wrapping this string into a circle. I'm not going to go 11 frets up one way. Instead, I'm going to say 12 minus 11, which is 1 fret back to this B. So I could just go 1 fret back. So if I'm on this C, I go 1 fret back. If I went from the B to the C, the inverse distance would be a 1 note away, which would be a minor 2nd, kind of a funny interval. If I go back the other way, from C to B, that's going to be an 11 note away major 7. That's the leading tone. So when I'm in a major scale, you often end it by leading in. And you can kind of add that to anything you're playing. Even if you're playing like an Aeolian in a minor scale, you can add that leading tone to go home, because it's a half step away, and go home. And then here's the minor, and remember that the minor then 7 would be here. So if you were going to blur it, if you're going to blur it out and if you wanted to make the C major into a bluesy thing, which basically is kind of making it more like a mixolydian, which has the one interval difference of a flat 7, you can kind of add, instead of using that one, you can use this one. Whoops. Or you can, so that sounds possibly familiar. Right, you can add both of them. You can kind of blur them together. All right, it's wonky, but the wonk is fine as long as it's structurally sound. The wonkier, the better, as long as it doesn't fall on your head. It's cool until it falls on your head. I like a wonky cabin until it falls on my head. It looks cool as long as it's structurally sound. All right, let's go. If I go up 1, we're going to look for an 11 note away major 7. So I look for the inverse distance because I'm going above it, which would be 12 minus 11 or 1 note away. And so it'd be -5, -4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, B, baby. Boom, B, baby. This is going to be -5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 1 note away, which would be a minor 2nd. Bottom to top, therefore, is the 11 note away major 7. Where would be the minor 7 or flat 7? Right behind it, because it would be flattened. So from a bluesy standpoint, you can say, well, I would flatten that to get the minor 7. And then I can blur it. Anyway, let's go up. Oh, so that means that if I go up 1 string, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the B string. So if I was on the B string, we would be here. It would be closer distance because this tectonic plate would shift inwards. So the rule is if I go up 1 string, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the B string, in which case if I went up 1 string and crossed the fault line, the 11 note away major 7 will only be 3 frets forward. Let's go up 2 strings and see what happens when we do that. So we have a G up here, baby. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets forward. So let's count that out. That's going to be -5, -10. I'm looking for 1 note away, inverse distance of an 11 note away major 7. 12 minus 11 is 1. So 5, -10, and then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. What happened? Que paso? That's not the right note. You idiot. What are you doing? Let's go back to here. That's the one I was looking for. Try it again. 11 note distance, inverse 12 minus 11 is 1. -5, -10, and then 11, 12, or 0, and 1. All right. Pull it together. It's been running. This is a long one because I had to go through 3 of them here. So it's going to be -5, -10, 10, and then 11, 12, or 0, and then 1. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 1 note away minor 2nd, bottom to top. Therefore, would be an 11 note away major 7. So if I go up 2 strings, the 11 note, and then where's the minor 7? It would be right behind it, flattening it. So. Okay, and then here's your tonic right there, right? So you got that. So the minor, major, leading tone, home. Anyway, so that means, once again, if I go up 2 strings, the 11 note away major 7 is 1, 2, 3 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the bottom 2 strings. The B and the E string, so if I was on this C, por ejemplo, and I went up 2 strings, then I would be back to this B. So that means it would be a longer distance because this fault line shifted forward. So the rule is if I go up 2 strings, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the B or the E string, in which case if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3 frets back. Back, baby. All right, let's go to the next one. Otra vez. Looking for the 11 note away major 7. It has an inverse distance because I'm going above it, which is going to be 12 minus 11, distance of 1 note away. -5, -10, -15. There's only 12 notes. 15 minus 12 is -3, 2, 1. B, baby. So this is going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is 3. 3, 2, 1. There's the B, baby. So top to bottom is a 1 note away minor second. Bottom to top, therefore, is an 11 note away major 7. So if I go up 3 strings, the 11 note away major 7 is 2 frets forward, unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the bottom 2 strings, the B and the E string. So if I was on the C, for example, would be 3 frets forward, be right there. So rule is, if I go up 3 strings, the 11 note away major 7 is going to be 2 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on the bottom 2 strings on the guitar, the B and the E string, in which case if I go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, the 11 note away major 7 will only be 1 fret forward. Let's go down a fret. I'm living on the fault line, living on the edge. He's living on the edge. So that's okay. That's how I do things. That's how I do it. Why? Because you're brave? No, I'm more stupid. It's more of a stupid thing, to be honest. But I feel like the edge won't fall over for a while. So let's go. Now I look for an 11 note distance. So it's going to be -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then or 12. And then back 1, 12 minus 1 is 11. So let's go from here. It's going to be -5, boom, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. So boom, to the open C to the open B is 11 note away major 7. We can't flatten that one because we hit the nut. Can't go back any further than that. So that means that if I go down 1 string, the 11 note away major 7, if I go down 1 string and across the fault line, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back. But normally I wouldn't cross the fault line. Even if I was on this tectonic plate down here, even if I was on this continent, then it would be on the same, it would still be here. And if I was up on this continent, on the big mainland, then it would be back to here. So the rule is if I go down 1 string, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the G string, in which case if I go down 1 string, then the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back. Normally it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a sec. Hold on. I messed up. I messed everyone up. I'm getting tired. Que paso? Everything has just fallen apart for a second here. Okay, I fixed it. So the rule is, if I go down 1 string, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frets back, which means it's right in the middle, would also be 6 frets forward, equilateral triangle, unless I cross the fault line, in which case, gratefully, if I go down 1 string and cross the fault line, the 11 note away major 7 will only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back. All right. Hopefully I didn't thoroughly confuse anyone on that one, except myself. I think I thoroughly confused myself, but everyone else is possibly okay. As long as everyone else is okay, then I'm happy. Let's go down 2 strings. We're looking for the 11 note away major 7 and crossing the fault line. So it's going to be 5 going out here, crossing the fault line, 10. And then going up 1 more to 11. So counting that out here, so it's going to be 5, 10, and then 11. So that means if I go down 2 strings, and by the way, where's the flat 7? Right there. So there's our flat 7. And then if I roll up to the tonic, all right, so that means if I go down 2 strings, the 11th note away major 7 is going to be 2 frets forward. But normally, but if I didn't, what if I didn't cross the fault line? Then it would be up here. I don't know why I have to get all excited. Why are you saying it like that? You don't have to cross the fault line if you don't want to. What if I didn't cross it? Huh? Huh? Well, I'll tell you what would happen then. Like, normally, if you go down 2 strings, the 11 note away major 7 will be 1 fret forward unless you cross the fault line, which it's your choice. You don't have to get all excited. I'm not forcing you. But that would happen if you were on the D or the G string, in which case, if you went down 2 strings, the 11 note away major 7 would be 2 frets forward. All right, then maybe I will cross the fault line then. Maybe I will.